Hey everyone, we are live. Thank you for joining another episode of Campfire. I'm here with Mr. Drew. Hey Drew, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Cannot complain, sir. Thank you for asking.
Awesome, awesome. This is a special episode of Campfire. I know you're all watching live on either YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And what you have available for you is a chat box. And this episode, we're going to spend 100% of the time. That means 60 minutes straight answering all your questions. So that's a big deal. Drew and I will go through your questions one by one. We'll do our best to answer them. And during the stream, we're actually going to introduce something really interesting. It's making the big news of the tech world for the past 48 hours. It's a revolution in the
Mm.
tech industry. And exclusively for all of you today, during this show, we're going to demo it. We're going to use it live with you. But first, we need to get your questions. So if you have anything you're wondering about, coding bootcamps, Nucamp, getting a job in this technology, Nucamp Coding Bootcamp Tacoma, how is that possible?
Uh,
It's someone, it's probably someone from the team. That's pretty cool. That must be someone who has access to our
oh,
um, very old account, New Camp Coding Bootcamp Tacoma, which is the very first
hello.
account we created, and that's where. But anyways, so excited! We are as well. Hey Samantha, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. So we sometimes we have those streams, Drew, right? Which it's really you and I,
Mhm.
and it's timed perfectly because we have something going on this coming Monday. We have what we call the early bird for a boot camp that's ending. Drew, do you
Exactly.
want to tell
Yep.
us what is the early bird? I mean, we sometimes we use that term, but maybe people don't understand what that is. Why is it so important to not miss the early bird date?
Well, I mean, at the top of the top of my list would be to, make your pockets a little more happier.
Yeah.
New Camp basically rewards you just for, signing up at least 14 days before the boot camp actually starts. And yeah, guaranteed your pockets are going to be a lot more happier for it. So yeah, other than that, it's
It's
what
like
do
a
you have to add, Ludo?
20% discount on our regular tuition, right? Something between 15 to 20%, I think. It's a big deal.
Hmm.
And I want to say hi to Eric. Thanks for being here. Hey,
Hey,
Brandon.
Zandra, Brenda,
Yeah, right
Eric.
here.
Hey, shakas and shoutouts.
And Eric has the first question for us. And and then Paul is saying, I'm signing up tonight. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Paul.
That's
Aloha.
it.
Hey, Krisa.
Carissa.
Great to see you. All right. So
Nice.
let's actually answer Eric's first question. And
Sure.
then I want to go back to the early bird. I want to talk about, which program it's about. So how much HTML and CSS do I need to know to enroll in the front end dev program? It's a great question. We actually have a
Mhm.
straightforward answer. Well, actually, it's kind of a twisted question. We don't. Yeah. Well, so let me take it. So
Go for it. Go for it.
we have a test that we ask you to take to enroll in the front end or full stack bootcamp. That test is actually testing you on JavaScript
Mhm.
primarily. So I was going to say, hey, just take the test, and if you pass the test, then you're fine. But your question, Eric, is on HTML and CSS. So how much do you need to know? You kind of need to know enough to be dangerous, I will say. Typically, our students that have gone through the web development fundamental program, they will have spent 4 weeks learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Two
Mhm.
of those weeks will have been on HTML and CSS. So I'll say if you spend, 2 weeks total, 3, 4 weeks learning HTML and CSS, you'll be fine. CSS, I mean, you can never learn CSS enough. In a way, there's always a ton
Too
of stuff,
much. Mhm.
but usually where people are really feeling the challenge is in JavaScript. It's not so much in HTML and CSS. It's kind of the easier aspect of development to learn. So I wouldn't sweat it too much. You wanna have dabbled with it. Um, but I'll say the main thing that you want to prepare yourself for the front end and full stack program is really JavaScript. So learn HTML and CSS. Yes, that's still needed. Like do a bunch of tutorials. Know how to build a web page that renders. If you're unsure, maybe join the 4-week program before. But that's rarely going to be where you're going to struggle the most.
Hmm.
Where you're going to struggle the most is going to be JavaScript, guaranteed. You want
Hmm.
to add something, Drew, to that?
Well, I mean, yeah, for the most part, I mean, you can kind of look at HTML, which is basically, if you ever worked with Markdown before, exactly the same thing. There's just different tags that you have to use in order to get, certain things to be rendered properly on, your website. CSS is not something that you could hold entirely in your brain because there's just too much and things are constantly updated. But guaranteed, the thing that's going to be the most challenging is JavaScript, and that's
Yeah.
the main programming language that you're going to be working with in the front end dev program.
Hey, let's celebrate Philip, who just joined the Web Fundamentals and the Full Stack course. Congrats. Good to have you with us, Philip. Thank you for
Yes.
joining. I'm guessing you're starting pretty soon with Web Development Fundamentals. I think it's next week.
Mhm.
So kudos for that. Thanks, Brandon, for the vote of confidence. These people are awesome. Yeah, especially
We
you.
try. We try.
Yes,
We try.
especially how do I do it?
No, this guy,
Especially
especially
you.
this guy. Oh wait, especially this guy.
Yeah, it's weird, huh?
I forgot it's mirrored.
All right, thank you. Thank you for being here, Sabin.
Thank you.
Fair. We'll get to that question right after that. Hey, Krista, how are you doing?
Hey,
Hey, I,
Krista.
I want to say so last week, no, not last week, that was Thanksgiving. The week before, I hosted three wonderful ladies from Google. Actually,
Yeah, I watched
Krista
that.
was part of them. So two
Hmm.
ladies from Google and Krista from Nucamp. We had a great chat, but boy, do I enjoy seeing all those questions on the chat again, because during that time, everybody was silent. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, we're having a nice conversation, but then I was wondering, are we even live? Like, are people really
Yeah.
listening to this? Uh,
No,
so
they
I don't know.
were.
I,
They
I love to
were.
hear,
Yeah.
yeah, I love to hear everyone's thoughts on, us doing a conversation with four different people, me included. It feels like it becomes all of a sudden very closed in a way, and people don't really want to engage or disrupt or anything. And but yeah,
Exactly.
that was kind of
Yeah.
funky. We had a conversation, and I was preparing the ladies earlier, saying, "Hey, you're going to see people asking tons of questions. I'll bring those questions in." And then, like 40 minutes into the conversation, nothing.
Yeah.
Just
No, they don't want to
anyway,
bother you guys because you guys like the conversation that you guys were having were like so it was so high level that they didn't want to be the one to disrupt that and
yeah,
like
that's right, huh?
cause
Yeah,
so
yeah. All right.
that's
Well,
really what it
next
was.
time, just don't hesitate. We love to have people come in and join. Hey, Godfin, good to see you again. So, I want to take your question fair and use that question to make the big reveal that I was talking about,
Oof.
because something significant is happening in the industry right now. And I'm very serious about that. It's actually crazy significant. Um, and it's called GPT. And I don't know, I looked what GPT stands for. I think it's I actually don't know what the GPT part of it stands for, but I'm gonna bring it to you here. For those of you who don't know, it's actually a chat AI, but it's kind of the next level chat AI. Um, and it's just released like 48 hours ago. You can see on my screen here that they actually have an example how do I make an HTTP request in JavaScript. Some people, if you're on Twitter and if you're looking up Chat GPT, some people are saying, "Hey, Google is done." Like it's crazy how good that is. So let's actually try it. How do I make HTTP requests in JavaScript? And here's
Damn.
the answer.
Not even
So
10
I mean,
seconds.
think about Stack Overflow. Think about thank you, Krisa. GPT, generative pre-trained transformer. Awesome.
Mhm.
This is just crazy. This creates content in natural language. You can actually converse with it, and those AI chatbots have been around for a while, but you could always tell, it didn't pass the sniff test. It didn't pass. What is that test again? The test for
Turing
a
test.
Turing test, right? They didn't pass the test. This one, some scholar, for example, some professors are saying, hey, gone are the days that you can give homework assignments to your students because they're going to go there and they're going to spit out perfect A answer to the assignment. This is
Man.
no, but this is truly crazy. So back to my point. I want to take your question here. And I don't know, can I copy it? How do I copy this? Doesn't allow me to copy. Let me see actually if I can just type it in. What will be the best pathway for someone, sorry if I misspelled, someone wanting to become a Web3 slash blockchain developer? Let's see what ChatGPT has to say.
Oh man, man.
So I was going to say that our answer to your question, Fur, will have been, well, maybe Nucamp is not really the best pathways to Web3 because we don't teach Web3. But I'm just reading now that you will require a strong foundation in web development. That will provide. So
Yup,
we're not
I
going to
agree.
teach you
For
Web3, but that thing here, strong foundation in web development, you'll definitely get with Nucamp. So that's going to be the answer. So we're going to play a little bit with this chatbot here. Maybe we'll actually ask him to answer all the questions. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we don't need those campfires anymore. This is just crazy. But check out what the Twitter sphere is saying about this chatbot. It's just insane.
yeah.
It's just
Hey, what's up, Don? Yeah,
okay.
but yeah,
Let me see
check
what
out
else do
Twitter.
we have here. Let's try to answer Anonymous Jones here. Does this touch on data science? Well, it does touch, like really from a distance, data science.
Oop.
In the backend bootcamp with Python, we touch on data structure. We touch on Jupyter's notebooks, manipulating data. So I would say that's kind of the beginning of data science. We don't go too far, so we don't offer data science curriculum, but yeah, we touch on it. Well, how do I do this? We touch on it.
Boop. Boop.
There you
You
go.
gotta boop it.
Yeah. All right. Geez, tons of questions. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey, Don
I
is
love it.
here. Yeah, Don, did
Yeah.
you see that? Did you see the Twitter sphere? What they're saying about ChatGPT? It's just insane. Just insane. Um, let me share a little bit more here. Google search is primarily based, when you think about page ranking, Google search is primarily based on producing great content. If your website has great, relevant content, non-duplicative content, um, you're going to rank high in Google search results. That tool here can produce relevant, non-duplicative, great content automatically for you.
Stop it, Krista. Oh, sorry.
Drew, be
Sorry.
careful, GPT may replace you. So that's just crazy. That's just insane because the problem as well is that AI is getting so good. It Google is going to have a really hard time differentiating AI produced content with humanly produced content.
Mhm.
So how do you segregate? How is Google in the past? Google will say, "Hey, this has been automated content. It's no good. It's going to flag it, not index it." It won't be able to do that. So Krista is savage. We're
Man,
having fun.
don't.
This is how I like our campfire. I mean, I want people to engage. But this is brilliant. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to all the questions that we had.
Let's do it. Let's do
Um,
it.
Subspud, I work full time and I'm looking at your part time Saturday course. How is that course structure? We need to unpack that a little bit. Let's so the
I could give a breakdown.
The whole experience is not just that Saturday workshop, right? I
Hmm.
mean, let's start with that. The Saturday workshop is the culmination of your weekly learning. You're expected to learn every day. It's part time. It's on your own pace. Are they going crazy again on the chat? I guess they
Yeah,
are, right?
they are.
Yeah,
They're making me
I'll get
crack
there.
up.
I'll get there. So, but the Saturday workshop from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the time zone that you choose, that's very much the culmination of what you will have learned during the week. So don't think that, the whole experience is just that Saturday. It's just one of the things that you'll do. Then to answer your question, that Saturday course is structured the following way. First, the whole point is to work on an assignment. That assignment is a project that takes what you've learned during the week, but adds a twist to it. So typically during the week, we're really holding your hand. Like it's kind of
Hmm.
easy to learn. When you go through the exercises, we really give you a ton of insights into how to do the exercise. You can pretty much do it easily. You're going to struggle a little bit, but we're going to give you all the answers in a way, just to train your mind on doing the for loop or learning the stuff. On Saturday, the workshop is we're going to take an exercise that you've done during the week, but we're going to kind of twist it. We're going to change a few things, and then we're not going to give you all the answers. So you're going to be like, hey, how am I supposed to do that? You're not telling me how to do that. Yes, that's actually on purpose. We're asking you to now go back to what you've learned that week and figure it out. Figuring it out is the real learning, right? It's you're going to look at it, you're going to say, oh, I think I can do that. Like it's mimicking something you just learned, but then you're going to be like, oh, dang, it's different, right? And that's going to really create the learning moment for you. And so you're going to do that with an instructor. It's going to be live. It's going to be with your classmates, 15 maximum. And typically, the Saturday workshop will start with an hour of recap. Like we're going to bring back to your memory what you should know about what you've learned during the week. We're going to fresh that up. And then it's going to be 3 hours of just working on the code. So for an hour, the instructor is going to talk, kind of a semi lecture. But then for 3 hours, you're going to be heads down, hands dirty in the code, trying to figure it out. And the instructor is going to kind of do his or her rounds to see if you are having troubles, to see if you have questions, to look at your code, and things like that. I hope that helps. Anything that you want to add, Drew, to that?
Well, for like exactly what you said, like the weekly tasks that we recommend that you complete prior to the Saturday workshop is going to kind of build on top of each other, and then New Camp does do that on purpose, where they're not going to hold your hand. They don't want to take that aha moment from you, and they want you to get used to that, because we try to help you become an independent programmer, and be able to find things on your own. Um, that's not going to happen overnight, but with time and effort, it's definitely,
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
Let's see what Philip. Have no background in coding at all. Besides the fundamentals course, what other prep work should I consider for a role in front end? So, Philip, well, first, it's good that you're starting with the 4 weeks.
Mhm.
I don't know when you're starting, but I would say don't wait. Just start to do. And if you haven't done that yet, just start online. Pick a tutorial online. Look for top 10 HTML, CSS, and JavaScript tutorials, and start to learn that way. The prep work, the 4 weeks bootcamp is going to be kind of a prep work for you. But I was going to say, let's actually ask ChatGPT.
And also, I recommend not using Chat GPT for your Saturday workshop assignments.
Quick
Just
guide
saying right off the bat. But I'm just joking mostly.
to. So, what are the weeks to learn front end web development?
Yep, exactly.
There you go. So,
Um,
this is just insane. Yeah. So, like we said, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You wanna do that. Don't wait for the web development bootcamp to learn those. pick an online course, dabble in it, and then the web development fundamentals is going to really bring you pretty deep into those.
Mhm.
Samantha, what is our job market in Seattle? Um, it's a very interesting question because Seattle is one of the big tech cities, so there's a ton of tech opportunities. At the same time, it's one of the cities that has been hit the most by all the recent tech layoffs. So Zillow, Amazon, Facebook, all of those layoffs have really hit the region. The the job market, actually, I don't know the exact answer to that, but a good way to do it is, again, maybe not. So here's the thing about the Chat GPT. If you read what it's good at and what it's not too good at, um, this chat box bot here has been trained on data up to 2021. So
Oh man.
the chat, they say he doesn't know anything about 2022. So if that would be a bad idea to ask the question about the current job market, because the bot will have no idea. Actually, you know what? Let's see if he's going to be honest about that. What is the current job market in Seattle in December 22? See, there you go. He's
Mhm.
actually very honest with it, right? He doesn't know. So a great way to do it is tech job postings in Seattle, and let's see what is available. There you go. Past 3 days.
Mhm.
So 100 and plus more jobs. The point I wanted to make here is don't be blinded by the headlines. The headlines are always going to focus on the tech layoffs that are
Mhm.
hitting, the FANG companies. The thing is, those FANG companies were never your target as a bootcamp graduate in the first place. Just to be clear, uh, it's very unique when someone who just graduated a coding bootcamp can just join in a full-time position. I'm not talking about apprenticeship. That's different. I mean, you could get an apprenticeship at Amazon as a coding bootcamp graduate, but you don't want to compete with software engineers who have 5+ years of experience
Mhm.
and are going to really seek positions at those companies that will be 200, 250, 300K a year. You're not there yet as a coding bootcamp graduate. So I would say go beyond those headlines that are telling you, hey, Facebook is laying off people, Amazon is laying off people, because there's a ton more jobs outside of that. And actually, jobs that are not going to want to pay the 250K, 300K for a software engineer who was just laid off from Amazon. So you still have the same, almost the same shot at getting a position because of that dynamic here. Um, what I will say as well is, and I just forgot what I wanted to say in that on that. Um, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Go beyond the headlines. Uh, don't think that the market is. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to say. If you actually go to governmental data, the statistics for job being available or job created, there is more job created in the tech industry than there is job destroyed, right? So again, the headlines is going to tell you, hey, tons of people are being laid off. The reality is there's still a huge demand for jobs in the tech space, and there's more being created than they are destroyed. So that'll be my answer.
All right, and April, that also kind of answers your question too. What like with why all the tech layoffs? Again, I mean, don't believe everything you read. A lot of these companies get paid per clicks, so obviously they're always going to focus on the more negative aspects of things that are going on because like as humans, we like that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And here's the other thing as well. If you're just considering to join a coding bootcamp,
Mhm.
those headlines will be in your back rear mirror, back view mirror,
Mhm.
when you're going to graduate. And chances are, when you're going to graduate, the recession fears, the all those companies who actually laid off people, they're going to be at that moment in time. You're going to be graduating. They're going to be seeking new new tech individuals because the economy will have shot back up. So I mean, if you're just graduating now, I understand the fear, the wondering, like how hard is it going to be for me to find a job in this current context? If you're just thinking about joining now, when you're going to graduate, the actual situation will be kind of flipped. Like all those people, the fangs that laid off people, they're going to want them back and big time. So that's the other thing. We have a question from Ali here. I am in college at the moment and plan on attending your boot camp after this semester. Since I am a freshman and not liking college at all, do you guys have good job placement? So we're doing our best. We are advertising those numbers here. We are offering career services. We don't do job placement in a sense that we're not going to you're not going to, without doing anything, be placed in a job. We're going to give you the environment to do that. Let me actually explain what that means. Uh, for every graduate, and I'll get back to those numbers afterwards. For every graduate who's graduated from the front end full stack or back end with Python bootcamps, you're going to be assigned a career coach, and you're going to be able to meet and schedule meetings with that coach to review your LinkedIn, your resume, to talk about, maybe prep for an interview that's upcoming. You're going to have access to our was recently revised, our career development program, also known as the job hunting course. It's 4 weeks. It's covering data structures and algorithms. You have access to the content for free. So these are all included, kind of quote unquote free, but included in your tuition. This is that's the career advisor doing that. We have a job board. So we have 3 channels now. We're posting to those channels on a regular basis all the opportunities that are available. We do have an employer network. We have actually more and more JP Morgan Chase, Metaverse, not Metaverse, Multiverse. There's a ton of apprenticeship programs that are seeking new applicants. HCL, Accenture. There's a ton of actually employers connection that we are building and that you have access to as you graduate. And so we're posting those on those job board. We offer you a month of LinkedIn Premium, and yet we have a very healthy Nucamp alumni environment. You have access to the course, so you can continue to learn, and it's a lifetime access. And then you can participate in hackathons. That's free of charge as you graduate. We also now have, let me pull it, a 4-week job hunting bootcamp. So that is very much kind of an intense 4-week instructor-led, again in a classroom, again with Saturday workshops, where you're actually going to do whiteboard interviewing, for example, or you're going to be tested on, you're going to have a algorithm interview, for example. So if you want to go the extra mile, you actually can join that 4-week course and really, in an intensive way, I would say, just get through those steps. As I said, job placement, honestly, I think that's a term that's kind of overused and kind of misunderstood. There's no world where, as a student or graduate, we're just going to take your resume and we're just going to place you someplace, somewhere, and you're going to have pretty much nothing to do. Job placement is on you to actually seek the position, be great at interviewing, preparing yourself to interview well, sharpen your skills, compete with other applicants. That's all of that we're going to help you to do it, but that's going to have to be on you. It's not going to be, hey, I'm just going to wait for Nucamp to call me and tell me that I got a job. That doesn't happen. So just want to make sure that you're clear on that. Oops. All right. Next question, dress key. You want to take that one, Drew?
I will be saving to attend the complete software engineering bootcamp by next fall. Will it be too late to attend next fall? I heard the job market is scary right now for bootcamp grads. Okay, so if you just joined in, Dresky, Ludo actually pointed out, so you could probably rewind this campfire if you like, but no, it's never too late to attend. You, if you visit our website, you'll see, at least for the complete software engineering bootcamp path, that every month there's a cohort, there's an upcoming cohort, so it's almost always never too late. Um, and I understand that the job market is kind of scary right now, especially for new camp grads, or I mean, no, not just new camp grads, boot camp grads. I'm sorry. Um, but again, like he was stating, um, that you can't really read too much into like all the negative stuff that's being said about the market at this point in time. Um, but we do understand your fears, and like the prospect before you, the question was like about job placement, like job guarantees. It's not something that anyone can guarantee you right off the bat. Pretty much what you can do is try to work on the things that you can control, and obviously just try to accept the things that you cannot, that's outside of your that you cannot control. But
And on the first part of the question, will it be too late to attend the Complete Software Engineering Bootcamp by next
mm,
fall? Not at all. We're
mhm,
starting new cohorts every 5 weeks. So you can, register for
mhm,
any of those. You can register
mhm.
now for the fall. But every 5 weeks, we're starting a new cohort for the Complete Software Engineering. So you'll be just fine.
Yep.
Thank you. Um, well, actually, before that, are there any code pairing group assignments?
Great question. So what the Saturday workshops, what that entails is it allows you to, obviously it's going to be instructor led, live over Zoom. You get to work with your classmates, and you're actually going to be paired into breakout rooms to help solve the problems that are presented to you. But obviously, like if like at your own discretion, you're more than welcome, and New Camp does encourage it. Like outside of the live Saturday workshops, yeah, we encourage you to pair and make up a group, a study group, or even if it's just like you and another classmate within your cohort, for sure. Yeah.
Perfect. We have a question from our own Aaron Goodrum. Let me actually just,
A.
there's several ways to answer that. One is the team is writing super inspirational stories about our graduates. And so, first thing you should do is go check that out. Graduate stories, we probably have, I don't know, actually, I haven't counted yet, but I'll say maybe 50 to 100. All
There's a
those
lot.
stories here are
Mhm.
graduate stories. Um, Look them up on LinkedIn, have a chat. We
Yeah.
just created, I know it sounds crazy, but we just created a specific alumni group in our Discord. So they're going to be there as well. I know a lot of people are just, looking them up on LinkedIn, pretty much.
Yep.
Hey, finding them, like you attended New Camp, what do you think? But this is actually a great start here. And again, you can read their stories. Geez, it keeps on going. I keep
Yeah,
scrolling.
I don't think
Never
it
ends.
stops, Ludo. It's
Oh, it
never.
does. There you go. It stops. But yeah,
Oh,
you see,
oh,
how
it
it's,
finally stopped.
that's quite a bit.
That's a
And again, the
lot.
team
Yeah.
has done a huge amount
Yes.
of work here, just getting to interview those folks
Mhm.
and hearing their very inspiring story. All right. So was I up until 4 a.m. playing? No. So my
Guaranteed.
my
Oh,
thing is, I go to bed pretty early, but then I wake up super early. Like I could be up at 4 a.m. But just
yes.
waking up at 4. um, and no, actually, to be honest, I've just started to play with it. I think there's a ton of application, even for Nucamp. So I'm looking into it. That's a good one. Yeah, if you were doing searches on Google, like if it's a bot or a conversation, that's gonna be your. That's the thing. That's what it does. April, hey, how you doing? Why all the tech layoffs?
Oh, we answered
Well,
that. Oh,
Yeah,
but go ahead.
the
Just
why.
reiterate.
I mean,
Just
I don't know
reiterate.
that
Yeah.
we've talked about the why. I mean, COVID for some industries, including tech, was a big boost in terms of revenue.
Mhm.
And what happened, and actually a few tech companies have actually said that. Stripe said that, Facebook said that. What happened is during the years of COVID, those companies have made so much profit and revenue that they hired like crazy and they
Mm.
overhired. Like Stripe made it clear, like they hired 5,000 too many people. Because then starting January 2022, everything kind of went south. The interest, no, not the interest rate, the inflation rose, supply chain problems, and the economy really took a nosedive. And so the tech industry, which was the first one to benefit from pre-COVID or during COVID, were the first impacted as well. And so all the tech layoffs. There's a bit of controversy. I mean, they still have a huge amount of money in their bank.
Mhm.
Did they have to do all those layoffs? I don't know. There's some controversy around that, but that's they did. They did. Aaron is asking, do you have any partnership with tech companies? We have plenty of partnerships. We have a great one with Google right now, and you can actually see it on our website. More from a content side and curriculum side, we have partnerships with companies on getting a job site as well. I mentioned Accenture, HCL, Multiverse,
Stellar works.
Stellar Works. That's right, Stellar Works. You know what? That was so funny. I
But
was listening to radio, NPR, and I heard a full testimonial about Stellar Works, and that was actually a full segment on Stellar
whoa.
Works. I was like, "Hey, I know those guys,"
Hey.
and we had the gentleman from Stellar Works on a
Yeah.
campfire.
On a campfire.
Yep,
Yep.
that's right. Maybe we'll try to find it. I love all the questions. Thank you for being back.
Yes. Thank you. We really appreciate it. You have no
Yes.
idea. Or maybe you do, but you don't.
All right. Hey, Mark. Thanks for being here. Wow. You want to take a shot at this one, Drew? What would you tell
Okay.
Mark?
I would say that a degree is almost always going to help you out in a sense where you slightly already have your foot in the door, even if it has nothing to do with tech or computer or IT or anything like that. It's almost always going to help you. But if you're planning to do a master's in data science, like building off of your, the bachelor's with a non-computer career, so it sounds like you're not only changing your career, but you're changing your major. Um, but I have to learn more from the boot camp before I enroll. What's your take and advice? Okay, well, you could definitely reach out to me. You could hit up our email inbox, which is info@nucamp.co. Um, you can also chat with us live. Just visit anywhere on our website and click on the little, bubble icon on the bottom right corner of your screen. And yeah, or you can also book an appointment with us to speak further. But yeah, you can
Yeah, the
also
chat.
download a syllabus
That's
of
right.
the backend with Python
Let me show
bootcamp.
the chat. And this is not like this chat that you're seeing right here. Oh, someone pinned the message.
Oh, they
Interesting.
did.
Yeah. You see that chat here? That's where, and this is Drew right here. We have Drew, we have Christy, we have Zandra. These are not bots, real
Yeah,
people. Uh,
yeah,
we didn't. We're pretty happy with this chat. The story is this is crisp.chat. Pretty cool
yeah.
tool. French founders, I must say. We
Ooh.
used it at the very beginning of Nucamp. That has been our historical chat. And then I made the decision at some point that I wanted a real, robust ticketing system. So we moved over to Zendesk. And okay, it was a disaster. Not a complete disaster, but the chat is horrible. Like it's really not sexy, not engaging. Like I
It's
don't know who
not.
would ask us questions on that type of chat. And so we
Yeah.
just switched back over. And crispy school, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
really can have a conversation. Um, we can send you screenshots. We can send you documents. We can even call you from chat now. Like if you want to talk over the phone, we're going to be able to do that. So yeah, that's how you can talk to Drew. And boy, am I happy we did that. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, and speaking of Christy, shout out to Christy.
Oh
Thank you,
yeah.
Christy, for my extra small pink New Camp hoodie. Well, I mean, it's not smaller pink, but yeah, I'm not complaining. Thanks.
All right. So, oh, that's a good one. Drew A, do you plan on keeping the same price range for your bootcamp? Or will there be a price increase in the future? I'm looking at all boot camps before making my choice. Um, we're making small changes. I think it's going to happen in February and March. So small increase in February and March. Same price range though. Like we're not going to go crazy. Same price range, but slight increase February and March. So if you register for February or March bootcamp, you'll see that new pricing.
Hmm.
We made changes to our the agreement we have with our loan partners. And so in a weird way, if you register using a loan partner for those boot camps, now you actually could be even because our loan tuition was more expensive before, didn't have to be in some ways, and so now it's kind of better. So yes, the gist of the answer is yes, small price increase in February and March, but still the same range. So it should not be too different, hopefully, for you guys.
Yeah, it's still affordable. It's just just an increase in. Uh,
And it's not right now. Like it's for the February or March boot camp. So
mhm. Yeah.
if you're on the fence right now, and if that actually is, that could be a deciding factor to not wait too long.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, Brandon, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I'm transitioning into system administrator from a non-technical background. How do you know what coding language to start with? System administrator, huh?
Damn.
Um, it'll be interesting to know which system. Because depending on the system, it's going to be different languages.
Yeah.
I will think like, for example, if the system that you're talking about is Windows, PowerShell is pretty used from a system administration standpoint.
Mhm.
If it's Linux, I don't know. It's going to be Python probably, right? I don't know.
Mhm.
Actually, most of for
Yeah.
system
Yeah. I think
administrators,
majority will be Linux, and then
yeah,
the
yeah,
other would be
Python, yeah, yeah,
yeah, for Windows.
cool. Question from Samantha. Do you know of any organization similar to Gen 10 on the West Coast? I don't really know what Gen 10 is. So let's look it up. Do you know what that
Use
is?
a no. I'm about to check it out. You can use
No.
OpenAI
Gen
chat or
10? What's that? Is that it? Collaborative commodity management technology? No, cannot be. It can be that, is it?
yeah, yeah. It says transforming commodity management one app at a time.
But why would that be about West Coast, East Coast?
Oh yeah. Okay. Crap. Yeah, you're right.
No, it's probably not that. Samantha, if you can maybe
Clarify
give
a
us
little
an
bit.
additional clue what we're looking for here,
Yeah.
will help. Um, all right. Support finances. Yeah. So if you're thinking about financing, I mean, that's a good point here. Let me actually bring back the our UI. So we have three financing solutions. One is what Nucamp, what we provide to you, and they're all under the umbrella of Fair Student Agreement. We have the best deal, which is the one we typically provide. That's where there's actually no interest. It's you pay monthly. There's no
Mhm.
additional fee on top of it. And then we partner with Climb Credit and Ascend to give you affordable, student loans. And then you can, you pick your preferred version of it. You can pay over 12 months. There's 36 months here, 48 months sometimes. If you just look to finance, let's take the full stack bootcamp. I mean, the APR can go pretty high. It's a student loan from a private company.
Mhm.
but 16% of a total of, I don't know, 2,000 is still just, it's not a lot. It's like 150 bucks. So
Mhm.
the loan itself could cost you anywhere between, I don't know, 250 bucks to 600 bucks or 500 bucks. In terms of cost of the loan itself, it's not going to be, I mean, it's still some money, but it's not thousands of dollars additional. You're just going to have to pay the interest, depending, and how many interest depends on, when you start to repay them. So it's all there. And if you go to their website, if you apply via Climb, you're gonna have to, you'll know pretty soon if you're accepted or not. It's I think the current environment for loaning money and getting a loan, it's getting tighter. You've heard the
Mm.
headlines.
Yeah.
um, Rates are going higher. Loan providers are being more strict in terms of who they offer the loans to. So that's too bad. It's just the economical environment we're part of right now.
Mhm.
All right. Hey, I forgot to mention that, but if anyone wants to join me and Drew live, on this
Please,
stage,
please.
switch on your camera, switch on your microphone. You'll be right here with us, and you can ask your questions live. You'll be then, forever on the YouTube stream, hosted on Nucamp's channel. So, that'll be that. You can do that. Nucamp.co/dial in. Do it from your phone, from your computer. It doesn't matter. We'll bring you on the show. Oh yeah. So Krista and a few folks,
Can't
including
wait.
Olaf. So one of our instructors from Tacoma, and I know Olaf. We studied New Camp almost together in Tacoma. There has been conversation with a few students, alumni, instructors to actually do some gaming development hackathon. So it's called a game jam. And so, yeah, Krista is making a commitment to put something together. You probably want to do that when you have a good level of understanding of coding, because if you read those threads, we're talking about C sharp or C++ right here, right? So it's not, your beginner HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's going to be pretty advanced. So, but still super exciting to see that happening. Um, Boy, look at all those questions.
Yeah, let's get him.
All right. Have a bachelor from non-computer career, and I'm planning to do a master in data science. Oh, I think
Yeah.
we answered your
Yeah, we
question,
answered
Mark,
that.
right? Yeah, just a repost. Oh, Andre, if you are struggling or falling behind, do you get kicked out? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's insane. So,
just kidding.
I
Just
mean, the
kidding.
whole culture and what, we're trying to do here is we want to be helpful.
Mhm.
And if we're helpful with one, and that will go completely against being helpful. We also want to be respectful of our students, and our students are adult professionals that are busy, and sometimes life happens. And if we were to kick you out because you fall behind, it will be a travesty of what we're trying to do. So we never kick you out. We even offer you options to reschedule. You can take a 5-week break, redo your module 5 weeks later, as many times as you need. No, it will be too bad for you, right? Like, if after a year and a half of rescheduling it, you're still not done, well, you're probably going to cancel and request a refund, and you'll get it. But we're not going to kick you out. We're going to give you more opportunities to stay committed by just, rescheduling stuff,
Mhm.
and pushing stuff out. We do hope that you're going to be able to figure out your busy life and make space, the right amount of space to learn, because it is a commitment. It's not going to happen with you making sacrifices. One of the very first thing we tell you when you start your bootcamp is, here's a template to tell your friends and family that you're not going to talk to them that much anymore, and you're
Yep.
not going to hang out on weekends with them. That's it. This is the template to send that message via mail. Here's the template to actually text them, but use that template and tell them. So it's going to have to be real, right? But yes, life happens, even if it's even when you don't mean it to happen. And so no, we won't kick you out. feels good saying that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, like right when you're about to answer, I was like, I was acting like I was gonna say yes, but
Yeah.
obviously I knew the answer was no. But I guess no one heard.
Samantha is curious if we feel she could parlay your experience in the mental health field when exploring opportunities following the complete software engineering bootcamp. So it's actually a great point, and that's not just about your personal experience, Samantha, in the mental health field.
Mm,
Your current knowledge of your current industry matters, and what we advise graduates to do is when you're looking for a job in tech, well, first, don't try to get into the FANG first, right? We've talked about that. I mean, Microsoft, Facebook, yes, there's going to be potential there 2 years, 3 years down the road. But your first target is going to be your existing or just previous industry because there are tech jobs there and you have a wealth of knowledge of that industry. You know the customers, you know the pain points, you know how you can actually solve some of those pain points. You will actually have a great conversation with hiring managers in your current or past industry because you come from there. So you absolutely want to parlay that experience after you've taken the bootcamp. It's your secret weapon in a sense. And you're going to be asked to work on a project, your own project, so that you're going to build your portfolio. Your current industry should be your inspiration, right? And you're going to want to think about, okay, how will I talk about my previous industry and the transition? And your project is going to come right in. Hey, I saw those issues in the mental health world. I've struggled with that for years, and I've decided that hey, enough is enough. I'm gonna solve them, and so therefore I've spent the last 8 months building that app or building that website that really does what I wish I had when I was working in the field, right? And so you're gonna be prepared for that. Oh, you talked to Samantha today.
Oh yeah, through crisp chat.
Oh,
Crisp
cool.
chat.
Yeah.
Hi Samantha. Again.
All right. Oh, it's 53 already. This goes so fast. Aaron has a
Wow.
follow-up question. I'm not sure I know what the follow-up. It's a follow-up to what, but knowledgeable instructors who can help you learn and grow as a coder. Yes. Well, actually, let me share the news because it's been a ton of work on our side. Up until the end of this year, our instructors were contractors, and all our instructors are actually full-time. Most of them are full-time employed in the tech world. I mean, if you've listened to me or if you read the website, you know they're not. Most of them are not previous coding bootcamp graduates. We have a few, the best ones, but they are really bringing their knowledge of the industry into the classroom.
Mm,
And with us, they have been so far a what we call a 1099 contractor, which brings some perks. But some people, have don't really like that. It's the gig economy. It's like throwaway jobs. It's you're doing the work, but you don't have the social security insurances of doing the work, et cetera, et cetera. So what's going to happen January 1st? It's a big deal, and the team behind it is working days and nights to make it happen. We all our instructors are going to become Nucamp employees as well, and it's huge. We're really happy about that. It's a big change. It's going to help allow us to do way more with our instructors that we could not do because we were contractors before. But yeah, you're going to find still more knowledgeable instructors that are going to be really taken care of by us even more deeply than before. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. Hey, Ultimate D David, is it David? Dave? The I don't know, Dion. Just wanted to pop in and say I'm halfway through the full stack course and I have learned so much. Thank you, Ludo, and awesome instructors. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Wish you the best. You're probably so if you're midway, you're probably near the end of React, I'm guessing. Maybe in React Native. So awesome. Hey, David, how do I apply? You do well. Actually, let me show you. How do you apply? It's pretty straightforward. Um, well, let's say, well, that's funky. We were doing some tests. We have a presence, some presence, web presence, at least in Egypt. So let's say you're in, you know, Africa or Asia or, somewhere in Europe. You go to the website, you pick your bootcamp close. So let's say you want to start full stack on December 26th. When you're not in the US, you're going to be presented with additional options that actually we're going to bring to the US pretty soon. You're going to be able to pick which time zone you want to learn in. That Saturday workshop, because you're in a different time zone, you're going to actually select the time that you want. So you're going to say this one, for example, meaning you're going to be learn with students that live in the central region. Oh shoot, that's going to be on the stream, wouldn't it? All right, there we go. You put your credit card number, David. If you still see that, you put your credit card number. Is it still working? Maybe not. Oh yeah, but it cannot be that. So let's say 12. Oh, 12, 23. And you check those boxes. I can do that. Okay. Oh, you sign the contract, you check this, and you pay, and you're in. You've applied and registered, and you're in. You're ready to go. So that will be the way, David. Genesis 10. Okay, let's look it up again. 57. My God, it goes so fast.
Oh man.
Genesis 10. Special technical services. Huh. Yeah, I don't know,
Oh,
Samantha. We'll have to look into that. There's a ton of placement companies in the tech area.
oh. She said to skip it.
Oh, skip it. All right, let's
Yeah.
skip it then.
Okay. Thanks, Samantha.
Perfect.
Okay, so
Um,
who do you got next?
all right.
Yafet Warren. Um,
Yeah, IT
1553.
engineer.
Or I can answer it, and then you could go to Slimavelli.
How about this
Okay.
one? Co Match Yo. Are you constantly updating your courses like back and new content? Yes, 100%. Uh, Krisa, who's actually was here earlier in the show. I don't know if she's here. Just released updates to React Native because Expo was deprecated.
Mhm.
We have a ton of new updates coming up for Node.js as well. We are going to do additional updates for Python SQL, adding videos and stuff. Yes, always updating the content. And you always have access to it as long as you're a graduate.
Mhm.
They pay for additional training. Okay.
Where?
I am an
Oh.
IT engineer. I do want to be a DevOps. What do you guys have for that? We have the backend with Python Bootcamp, which, by the way, this is the one we're talking about when we talk about the early bird. So on this coming Monday, on Nucamp, on Monday, if you want to register, so I'm on the backend bootcamp here. If you want to register for the backend with Python bootcamp that starts on the 19th,
Mhm.
today you will be paying that tuition, 19 and 25, and that's going to be 5 payments of 385. That's today. Tuesday morning at 1 a.m., you will be paying that price, 2,300, and that's
Mhm.
going to bring the monthly tuition to 460
460.
instead of 385. So that's the
Mhm.
deal with the early bird rate. We encourage you to, I mean, you said it, Drew. We encourage you to register earlier. It helps us schedule for our instructors, right? So that we have a good idea of how many students we're going to have. And
Mhm.
so we can schedule our instructors accordingly. That's what you don't want to miss. Now, of course, if you miss it, I mean, the only thing is you're going to have to wait for January 23rd.
Mhm.
Or if you don't mind paying a little bit more, you can still join for the December 19th, but it's going to cost you slightly more.
Mhm.
Oh, that's for my son.
Oh, okay.
I should have kind of done that. Kind of forgot. All right.
Silence.
So it's boy, we had so
Yeah,
many questions and we actually out of
man.
time.
I know. I
Jesus,
kind of felt bad because like we were asking for so much, and then we
yeah,
actually got what we
I asked
wanted.
everyone to ask all those questions, and you guys did, and well, we should just try to get through them real quick.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay,
Okay, so
so
this is not a question.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, it is.
go
Yeah.
do some tutorials online. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Do the tutorials. Join the Discord channel as well. We have
Hmm.
a new Discord server. Uh, get on it so that you'll have that done already. Thank you, Krista. Loan worth every penny. Awesome. Well, there we go. What type of laptop do you recommend? Do we need more than one screen? We have a list of recommendation on our website. Check out the FAQ. Go online. Ask Drew. Actually, in the chat
Yeah.
window, we'll have that as well. Do you need more than one screen?
No,
I You don't need
you don't
more,
need
but
it.
I'll say if
Yeah.
you have two, that's actually great. Like I cannot
Yeah.
live with less than two screens myself. I mean, I've been spoiled. I'm sorry, it's true. I saw I think it was Krista actually, a student
Oh
posting a new
yeah.
setup like three screens. Yeah,
Man.
I mean, I for me three is beauty. I need my three screens. I will be sad if I get less than two. So yeah, you don't have to. Still, be cool.
Shoot. Last one. Last one. Ready?
All right. Yeah. Some teachers deserve. Yeah. Perfect. Brand of laptop. Uh, okay. 90 minutes next time. Sterling Etienne. What is? I'm very back end. Do you guys help getting? Yes. Yes, we do. We do. Well, Sterling Etienne. Probably last time. First name is Etienne. I'm
Yeah.
guessing. Or is it Sterling? I don't know.
That sounds
Um,
French,
it does. Etienne is
right?
French.
Hmm.
Sterling is not. I don't know. Let's. And actually, the French people usually they actually write their
Yeah.
last name first and then first
Yeah.
name last. It's kind of funky
Yep.
this way. Rewind this campfire, Etienne. We've
Hmm.
talked about the the layoffs on the in the IT space. We just talked about getting jobs as well. So if you
Hmm.
rewind, stay on YouTube, rewind, you'll get all these answers. All right. Hey,
Don't forget. Don't
did I
forget.
skip
Don't forget.
that question? Hold on. Someone says
Oh.
we
Oh
skipped
wait.
the
Yeah.
question.
No. 1554. I have managed to get my current college to approve a boot
Oh,
camp to
okay,
be.
okay. There you go.
Right.
There you go. I don't want to. Will the instructors be able to sign daily logs from our participation? Daily logs? Um.
It's a great question.
So, oh. Let's chat offline. We are so the instructors will not be able
Oh.
to to say what you've done daily, but there's a level of tracking that happens in the learning management system, and so we could produce that for you. Uh, Send an email to studentadmin@nucamp.co. Studentadmin@nucamp.co. Tell
Mhm.
us a little bit more about what you need exactly, because daily logs is kind of a lot for potentially 6 months, and we'll see if we can do something in that space.
Mhm.
All right.
We get them.
Hey, Drew,
Nice.
we did it.
Hey, it
Thank
was
you for
nice,
showing
Ludo.
up. Thank
Oh,
you
thank you for inviting
for
me. What do you
being
mean? Thank you
here
for showing
with
up.
me. I
You're
promise
welcome.
we're going to continue to do this. We won't replace this show by the chat GPT bot. I don't think it'll
I
be the
hope
same.
not,
Right?
because
It will not be the same. It cannot be really completely the same, right? We need to have a little bit of personality, right?
yes,
And
yeah,
yeah.
Krista. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
um, Thanks everyone for joining, asking all those questions.
Yes,
I
thank
really
you.
love when you guys are interrupting, asking your questions. At the end of the day, really, this is for you. So don't let us chatting, on the screen, kind of prevent you from asking your own questions. We are there for that. So
Mhm.
not entertaining enough. All right. Hey, here's a challenge for us. Yeah, the chatbot will not be entertaining enough. Yeah, how could it be,
Oh,
right?
oh, that's what she meant.
I
Okay.
think
Oh, I
so.
thought
I
she
think
was
so.
saying
Yeah,
we weren't entertaining enough. I was
but I
like,
hope not. I mean, at first I took it personally, but then I realized probably not.
oh,
That's
she's talking about the yeah.
yeah,
That's what.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. All right. Hey, have a great weekend, everyone. Again, don't forget the early bird ending Tuesday night or Monday night, Tuesday morning. Uh, and yeah, I'll see you on Discord. That's a new place to be. Take care.
All right. Bye, everyone.